Hey folks, welcome to today's edition of Notre Dame Daily. I'm Pete Mulroy, and it happened again. We get off the air with yesterday's show, and right about 1 p.m., 2 p.m. on the Eastern Coast, we get another massive announcement and commitment for Notre Dame football, this time in the 2027 class. And while the Irish had previously earned the commitment in the 27 class from the nation's top long snapper in Sean Kraft last week, the first major yes and big fish of the class, if you will, came their way Monday afternoon. That is four-star linebacker Alex McGaskin, who self-admittedly fell in love with the university during his first and only visit to campus June 6th, committed to Notre Dame over a slew of SEC powers. McGaskin, an Alabama native, earned the offer from Notre Dame back on Pot of Luck Day on St. Pat's Day in March. And while the kid obviously did his due diligence in visiting other schools, his lone visit to the Dome proved more than enough. Right? We know that now. And this looks to be a very firm commitment. Yes, the window is large. Yes, time is going to move on. And yes, other programs are going to do their best, even though he has committed to Notre Dame. We've seen it time and time again. It happens. But it looks like this is as firm as it gets, at least right now. So this is another huge W for Notre Dame. One of the top players in the state of Alabama already. Alex McGaskin put together a great sophomore campaign last season. 6'1", buck 90, 130 tackles during his sophomore season at Williamson High in Alabama. 4 sacks, 4 pass breakups. A litany of tackles for losses. The kid just gets after it, can blow up the offensive backfield at a moment's notice, and he goes sideline to sideline really well. And you talk about picking Notre Dame this early, coming from the state of Alabama, which is the heart of SEC country. I mean, this kid commits to ND over the likes of Florida, Auburn, LSU, Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, and then you had schools like Florida State, Miami, and Ohio State who offered as well and were heavily involved. But it took one visit to Marcus Freeman and the University of Notre Dame. That lone visit to South Bend proved more than enough. And here we go. So this is the second commit, along with the long snapper Kraft, to this 2027 class. And you're following right now a 2026 class that continues to get better with each passing day. So this is an unbelievable start to the 27 group, which is once again expected to be loaded with talent when it's all said and done. This is a hell of a job by Marcus Freeman and company to go out and get this done and make that proper and just astoundingly positive impression. First impression proved to be the only impression here as Notre Dame nets a commitment from linebacker from Alabama, Alex McGaskin. Want to now transition and continue our player profile, starting with the incoming freshman. Talked about Madden Faramo yesterday, a kid I'm really excited about to see developmentally. Another developmental player, if you will, and if we want to use that term here, is Ko'o Kia, 6'2", 220 from Hawaii, brings solid football skills to the bend and physicality. His brother is a sophomore on the team, Kahanu Kia. And now the younger Kia comes here as a 3-star recruit, the second highest ranked recruit in the state of Hawaii overall before arriving to South Bend. And his senior year was actually ranked as one of the top 50 linebackers in the entire 2025 recruiting class, which is pretty cool. Butkus Award nominee while he was in high school. And he comes to Notre Dame after dismissing offers from the likes of USC, Michigan, Oregon, Texas, who's in there, Michigan State, and a handful of others. You like the versatility that he brings, and that's been the optimal or the key word the past couple of days when you look at this Notre Dame depth chart, some of the freshmen, the transfers, and I think it sort of shows what Notre Dame likes, not just in their position groups, but in their athletes as a whole. Can you play different positions? Can you bob from sideline to sideline or drop back in coverage or stick your fingers in the dirt? You get that versatility, and that's an essential word here. You're all the more appealing to these programs, and that's what Notre Dame wants because they want to have a different brand of athleticism on the field. And we've started to see that in the first 3 years with Marcus Freeman, now heading into year 4. You've got the type of athletes, the type of team speed that they just didn't have prior to him taking the reins as head coach, and it's paid dividends already, as we saw last season. So Kia's here, signed with Notre Dame in January of last year. His dad was a college defensive end at Utah, while his mom was a cheerleader for the Utes. And this is a kid, and this is something that stands out to me. Again, I keep saying this, reverting back to it. Maybe it's the teacher in me, but this is a kid who openly said, upon his commitment, who chose Notre Dame because it's going to set him up, quote, for the best life after football, end quote. The kid gets it. And he's going to play here. He's going to play high-level ball. There's going to be a role for him. What that role is immediately as a freshman remains to be seen, because you're looking probably as a freshman as a developmental player, but there is certainly going to be something carved for him during his stretch in South Bend in this upcoming campaign. Versatility, play both the interior of the linebacking core and flip outside. And the depth that he provides is obviously very much welcome in South Bend. This is a kid that is also capable and comfortable with dropping back in coverage. So there's that versatility again. And we know this Notre Dame linebacking core, veteran-led, uber-talented, guys like Jaden Sneed, Jaden Owsbury, who Kia is expected to slot in behind, along with Teddy Rizak, KVA, Drake Bowen, Junior Tui Alamaka, Bubakar. The entire group from top to bottom is deep and incredibly talented. So Kia's role is fairly simple. You continue to develop and get stronger at the LB position, and you contribute consistently on special teams. Now, there is the chance that he does earn a red shirt, mostly due to what I just said. The linebacker room is stacked. It's loaded up and crowded. So if that happens, the same process will pretty much apply, minus special teams. You'll get your reps, and you'll continue to develop at the position. I would probably say right now it is not a lock that the red shirt is earned, depending on how things go moving forward, because, again, we're less than 9 weeks away from August 31st, but it's something on the table. But in his freshman campaign for Ko'o Kia, either special teams contributor as he continues to develop at the position, or he continues to get his reps as a redshirt while still developing his drop back and line-to-line skills. So it's an exciting time here as you watch this influx of talent that came in via the portal. And then with this 2025 class, Kia is obviously going to be a big part of that one way or the other. But Notre Dame likes the depth that they've created in the reliability, and what the future holds, which certainly will include Kia one way or the other. Just want to wrap today, more recruiting news. When you have, you talk about some of the guys that are already here in this loaded 26 class, and then you think about what is still on the board. So you have tight end Evan Jacobson, who would be the third get in this class for Notre Dame, announcement date not set. But defensive tackle Elijah Golden, who has been top of mind for a couple of weeks now, as of yesterday hadn't set his announcement date. Well, as timing would have it, that changed today. 6'4", 275 D lineman from Florida is going to make his commitment announcement on July 26th. And while the Irish do appear to be in the driver's seat, you still got Alabama, Oklahoma, Va-Tech looming, as they are very much in the mix as well. The four-star was on campus in South Bend during that massive June 20th recruiting weekend, and things went better than well. And Notre Dame has done a great job in this class up front. I think we'd all agree with that on the D-line, particularly with the landing of North Carolina edges Rodney Dunham and Ebenezer Iwatani. But inking Golden, who has that versatility, there's that word again, to play up the middle and on the outside, would go a long way in furthering the solidification of this 26 group, which, as we know, is tremendous. And don't forget, Texas three-star Tiki Ola is another D lineman committed to the class, as he did so back in early May. So there's still basically a month left to go before Golden makes that announcement. But if you're able to land this one, another big fish in this 26 class on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, what more could you possibly say? And you have, obviously, some big wide receiver decisions coming this week. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. This is obviously a very busy time, and things continue to expand and get bigger and bigger. The anticipation increases as well. But you're going to get a lot of announcements coming up this month, and including this week, that are very impactful for the future of the Notre Dame football program as early as this 2026 recruiting class. From wherever you are watching from, have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. And as always, go Irish.